Are companies going to be pulling back their ad spend to Facebook as a result?
So Julia, this is one metric that Facebook utilizes on a dashboard of about 14 other metrics. What we've been told by the leaders at Facebook, this metric particularly doesn't impact return on investment or billing. But nonetheless, it's important. And I think what I've been hearing from the industry is there's so much focus on transparency in the industry today. This comes out of some of the work being done by the Association of National Advertisers on transparency and billing. We have the issue that just came up with certain kickbacks and rebates alleged in the industry. What is unfortunate for Facebook in this context is it's being lumped into a transparency conversation. And so advertisers are saying, is this yet another example of a lack of transparency from the people we trust and deal with?
And so do you think that we'll see a decline in advertising on Facebook as a result?
Well, what I think is probably not. And what I think is if Facebook made a mistake here, it was the fact that this was discovered originally in August. And it was kind of disseminated amongst a small group, advertisers, agencies, et cetera. But once the Wall Street Journal, I believe, picked it up and ran with a story, then there was more disclosure. And I think the lesson learned here for Facebook and all of us in an environment where news travels fast, good news, bad news, faster usually, it's better to just bite the bullet at the front end. You know the problem exists, you should deal with it. I think you could look at what happened at Yahoo, not comparing 500 million emails being hacked or accounts being hacked, but an understanding, at least from the press, that they knew a while ago that 200 million were in question, and instead of coming clean with it then, now the story takes on its own force and effect. So I think that's the message here.
John, you want to jump in here?
Sure, yes, thanks, Michael. John Ford here. Now, the lure of digital is supposed to be accurate measurement versus broadcast and other means. It's a big part of this push toward live. What do you think needs to happen to give you and others the kind of confidence that that accuracy in measurement is absolutely going to be there if the likes of Facebook and to some extent Google have these walled gardens?
Well, I think it's clear that if you look at the robust nature of the television marketplace that we experienced in May with the upfronts, television and cable having as good a year as they've had in many, I think that's an indication of marketers falling back into what would be considered safe, whilst at the same time being driven by a desire to be more involved in all things digital. And so as a result of it, the need for transparency is permeating every aspect of the industry. So I believe that the way the Facebooks and the Googles and AOLs and Verizons and AT&Ts and all the companies that are coming together, converging at this intersection, they need to really have that degree of transparency. And if there's an issue, deal with it. We've had cable stations and broadcast networks in the past who found there was a mistake with their ratings. They try to deal with it quicker, and I think that's what the public needs.
So last week, Facebook announced a huge range of measurement partners. They already have some, Moat, Nielsen, et cetera, and now they have more. What do your clients want to see? Is this enough for transparency?
I think the idea that the marketers are demanding is they want to follow their money. We've heard this time and again. They just want to know that when they make an investment, when they utilize an agency, when they make an investment with a publisher or a technology partner, how did their money get utilized? Did they get the return on investment? And so I think as much clarity, as much transparency, and as much answering the questions that the marketers are asking, which is, how do I follow my money?
Is there one company that's considered better from a transparency or a measurement standpoint than others? I mean, Google, YouTube just announced some new cross-platform targeting and measurement today. Facebook announced all these new third-party measurement partners last week. Who's doing this best?
Well, I think, rising tide. I think everybody's learning from one another in this space. It would be hard, Julia, to pick one company that's actually adhering to all the standards and all the requirements that are being set. But I think you have to look at the leaders in this space. I do think, save this, this unfortunate circumstance with Facebook. Facebook's been very forthright in their views, Google and YouTube as well. And I think all the key players are actually trying their best to work within the system. The walled garden is creating another challenge, and marketers are concerned about that walled garden. And I think this may be a crack in that walled garden as we move forward.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.